Hey guys, Joe here, the man who accidentally read that book of skin in my basement, and I'm here to talk about UFC Fight Night, Song versus Simone, and it's a pretty alright card, It could have been much worse considering, like how some of these little fight nights will just go. So, enough talk. Let's just get to the fights.
Sing a song, sing a loud.
So in our main event of the evening, we have a bantamweight fight between surging Ricky Simone, who's been kind of building up a pretty good streak. He's going up against the young and talented Song Yadong, who has kind of been around like this pretty good spot of getting some pretty decent like names on his streak. Good amount of build up. As Simone said, that Song Yadong was like just average everywhere else. Even as a Ricky Simone fan, I think that's kind of a dumb statement, but whatever, sure. So first round, good feeling up process. Simone's looking to try to mix things up with the striking and try to get takedown attempts, but Song is mixing it up with punches and kicks, some knees in there as well. If I remember correctly, like a knee in there. It's a close round. I thought Song Yadong was winning the round. He was doing a really good job of stuffing the takedowns and doing what he needed to do, I felt like. So, really close round. I could see it being either way. Second round's weird. It was really weird, as there was yet another headbutt, and Ricky Simone actually hitting the mat, getting knocked down with this one, and nearly being finished. Herb Dean, of course, he missed the headbutt, because he's not a good ref anymore. She says what it is. Ricky Simone does survive, and if I'm being honest, I feel like that was a really big turning point. The headbutt. Like after that, Song just started pulling away. He was like reacting bad to getting hit, and he just kind of looked off in there. His level change is really good, and it was still looking really good, but he just didn't seem like all quite there in my mind. And watching him like in there fighting, it was really odd. One thing of note is Song Yadong's wrestling defense was pretty good here. He got taken down sometimes, but he would also just pop right back up. Clearly that work at Team Alpha Male is doing pretty well. I always say it like that, Team Alpha Male. That's how Cody Carveron used to say it, that big old meathead. And he was really helping him keep the fight on the feet, which is where he had the clear advantage, which led to the fifth round. In the fifth round, perfect left hook lands, drops Simone, and it dropped him awkward, like on his legs. It was really weird, like how he fell, like awkward landing. And then Song Yadong swarmed on him, and this time he gets to finish. Really fun, technical fight, good back, and at first it was kind of a back and forth, and Song Yadong just started pulling away with just his whole game, really. And I don't know if it was fight of the night officially, but it was for me. So, and that's what matters, is what I think, right? Really good showing in what I think is the best division on the planet right now, bantamweight. I think it's just the best. And for Song Yadong, you can do a good little mix of fights, I think, coming up for him. There's a multitude of really cool ones. I think Petr Yan is probably where they're going to go. You could do Chito Vera again. I just not thought about that. You could technically do Chito Vera again, because I thought Chito Vera won the first fight, personally. I think you can do Sean O'Malley too. I know he's probably like a little tarnished because of the Corey Sandhagen loss. Song Yadong, that is. But I don't know. I think Sean O'Malley's a little tarnished with the Petr Yan win. Like, I don't really know I don't think he won that fight. So I don't think, but I mean, a lot of people, like rank Sean O'Malley really high. So probably not going to do that one. So sure. Yeah, bantamweight's a pretty decent spot right now. It's going to be really interesting what happens, next week, of course, but we'll see. And then we had our co-main event, middleweight fight between Caio Borralho. Basically, he looks like Paulo Costa with glasses. And, oh my god, Michael Oleksiejczuk. Oleksiejczuk? I should have listened to it in the fight. So out the gate, Oleg's putting on the pressure. He's really trying to like put the pressure on with these punches, and Caio is looking to kind of time him with like maybe a counter strike here and there. He doesn't really strike too much. He strikes only to help him grapple, because he's a really good grappler. He's a really good grappler. He's got a really cool what sweep was it? I forgot what sweep he hit a couple fights ago, and it was awesome. But he's also looking to try and get a level change, obviously. Early on, it was clear that he wasn't going to get a takedown easy. He was going to have to really work for one. He did get one near the end, but he had like 2 or 3 stuff pretty easily in the first round. And I like the pressure from Oleg, so I did give Oleg the first round. Second round, Oleg's pushing forward, and Borralho is looking for like a counter blitz after a little bit. And he does get the takedown, and it kind of seemed like a foregone conclusion there, as once he got full control on the ground, he was able to get the back, put in this deep body triangle, and then rear naked choke. He puts him out. There you go. And it's a decent fight. Middleweight needs help. Caio Borralho called out Derek Brunson after the fight. I hope that fight goes through. I want to see new blood in this division. This division is kind of getting boring. I think it's kind of bad right now because, in my mind, unless your name is Adesanya or Whitaker, you're not entering that top 2. Those 2 guys just keep killing off everybody. It's kind of hard, you know? And those guys can't fight 8 times as much as as much as it seems like they're going to, because they're the only 2 clear guys in that division. I don't know. This division needs new blood. And for the rest of the card, I'm just going to kind of skim it because it was a good, but like nothing like too big for me to like really get into detail on. Rodolfo Vieira got an arm triangle choke in the second round over Cody Brundage. He was nearly getting finished in round 1. He was really hurt really bad by Brundage in the first round, but Vieira got an arm triangle in the second round. There you go. Fernando Padilla got a first round TKO win over Juicy J Julian Erosa, and he hurt him early on, dropped him twice, and the ref stopped the fight. It seemed a little early as like Juicy J just kind of got back up, and he's like, I'm fine, what are you doing? Oh no, he's like protesting all that noise. But I always lean towards fighter safety. So, I mean, especially after being dropped twice, so I don't really know how I feel about that one. I kind of lean towards it being okay because pro fighter safety. I'd rather you have a slightly early stoppage and be able to fight the rest of your career than, something really bad happening, of course. God forbid. Uber boy Marcos Rogerio de Lima got a decision win over Valdo Cortez Acosta. Yeah, it was a good decision win. Good little mix of everything. They were slugging leather, but it's heavyweight. They slug leather. Russian Ronda Rousey, as they call her, she got a first round knee bar win over Stephanie Egger, and I actually did not know that was her nickname. So when people were telling me about it, Carl was like, "Hey, Russian Ronda Rousey," I was so confused. I was so lost. I was like, "What is all these people talking about?" I was just weirded out. That was kind of funny to me. And finally, because they're MMA fighters, I will mention it. Luke Rockhold got his teeth shattered by Mike Perry, while Eddie Alvarez got a split decision win over Chad Mendez in a really close and fun brawl, both in bare knuckle. I didn't watch him live. I watched him after the fact. But I heard Eddie Alvarez knock Chad Mendez out. I was like, "Ooh, jeez!" But I watched it, and no, they just beat the hell out of each other into a decision. I don't know what I heard then. But, of course, be tuned in for next week as I will recap the pay-per-view, and it's a pay-per-view week. So, on the main channel, there is a new retro review on the way out as we speak. It's also one I'm really happy with. We got a new editor, so it was our first time working with him. So, shout out to Max Randall for editing the retro review. And I did announce what it was on the preview show, as I always do. So, no spoilers for me. That preview show will probably come up today. Or so, it's 2 hours. It's a lot to edit. So no spoilers from me. So go check out the preview show where we reveal it. And of course, it will be on the main channel next week as well. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really happy with that one. It was really funny. I still crack myself up over some of the jokes I said. It's always bad when you laugh at your own jokes, and I hate the fact that I'm so talented and funny. Makes it really awkward. I'm kidding. I'm at least one of those. So, obviously, be on the lookout for the preview show and the retro review as well. I'm Joe with the INC. Thank you for watching.